another episode of DC on TV. We look at every episode in the Arrowverse. I'm Justin.
I'm Pablo.
And since somebody didn't make an episode last week,
The person was not here.
then the one person who was here still didn't do it.
We got a special episode for you guys.
Yeah, because somebody doesn't want to do anything about this show.
It's an action-packed two-parter where we are going to go over the last two episodes of every show.
Correct. So we've been doing last week. We're going to go over it, and we're going to start next with last week's episode of Supergirl. Pablo, tell us what happened on Supergirl this week.
On Supergirl, it's all the big what has happened. You know, what is this season all about? And it's about Rhea. We find out her plan is to bring on the Daxam survivors to Earth and make this new Daxam. And now it is up to Supergirl and her team to stop the invasion. Justin, where do you want to start with this episode?
Oh man, was this a bad episode?
I agree. For the episode that's leading into your finale.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is totally. You can skip this and you'd be fine going into the next episode.
You could skip this whole season of Supergirl, I would say. Even has there really been anything that's been a bright spot? We'll get to a whole thing on reviewing the whole season for each show, but man, this was not a good ending. Like
it was very. I want to say they wanted to play it safe.
Maybe
because it wasn't. Nothing stood out.
Yeah. What was cool to me was Cat Grant being back. I liked her being back.
Okay.
We haven't seen her all season, and I like her rudiness and her meanness. I think it's funny. And it was cool seeing I know you like this too. The different teams working together.
Yeah, that was definitely a bright spot. Just teams.
Like Kat and Wynn and Melissa and Alex. Yeah.
Just something different.
That was about it as far as good stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad.
And after that, there's pretty much nothing good. Can you agree with that, Pablo?
Can I? Definitely. Here's my long list that I'm going to condense into very quick topics.
Get comfortable, folks. We'll be here a while.
How was the DEO taken over? That's my first thing. It's like the one place that's actually guarded against an alien invasion or prepared for one.
Yeah.
And yet it seems like these guys just came in and walked in. Door was unlocked. They took over, and that's it.
Did they find the door underneath the mat?
I wouldn't be surprised if they left that and it's a giant DEO key or something.
Quick, what's the 3-quarter password? DEO? Wow, that worked.
That was a little ridiculous. Let's add on to that. They looked exactly like Guardian. How about a little? I don't know. Maybe their plan is he's gonna steal some tech from them and integrate it.
Oh man,
but
that'd be awesome.
It's still, I don't know, maybe a little bit different, at least a different color. I couldn't tell them apart when they were fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, when he saves Cat, yeah. Did you like the Cat speech that she made?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Am I jumping ahead?
No.
Okay.
The reason I didn't like that, it's exactly what happened last season.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, did the CW really not come up with anything original?
Maybe they didn't watch Supergirl last season.
They wouldn't.
What are the
chances?
chances?
You pick up a show then that you're not going to watch, right?
Yeah.
But that is just one thing on that. Also, how did Rhea escape with Lena and Mon-El?
Yeah. Maybe she can fly. She can fly, right? She's got Mon-El's powers.
I don't think they can fly. They can just jump.
Mon-El can't fly?
I don't think. No, he can't fly. But I mean, it's just
Agree to disagree.
No, I'm pretty confident on this. We can go back and check, but I'm pretty sure he can't fly.
All right, Pablo, we're gonna have to do some homework on this. Start watching episode 1 of Supergirl season 2.
No thanks. Here's my thing that you agree with. Supergirl saves her friend instead of the President of the United States. She goes after Cat after the plane.
Well, the argument for that is she's Wonder Woman. I'm pretty sure she assumed she was going to be okay.
But they don't know that.
Who doesn't know who Linda Carter is?
Me. But yeah, this season was just kind of, or at least this episode definitely highlighted how mess of a season this was.
Yeah.
And it was just...
this was bad.
The way it ended with Superman being brainwashed, we saw that again, last season.
Yeah.
Is it really a repeat? I mean, that's all I have to say. This episode was really bad.
Yeah, we're even like, oh, cool, Superman's back. It was more like really?
Again? That's what I thought. As soon as I saw him, oh god, what was it this time?
I think I was like, oh, finally something ended. Oh, there's the credits. Oh.
But I mean, let's not dwell on how bad Supergirl was. Let's hope for some joy in the Flash.
So you're saying let's speed on down to Tuesdays with the Flash?
Let's speed on down.
We have our segment. Instead of Tuesdays with Maury, Tuesdays with Barry.
Let's speed on.
Come on.
All right, that was pretty good. But let's speed on down to Tuesdays. Justin, was Flash better than Supergirl?
Yes? Wait, Ooh, it's a good one.
All
Do
right.
you think so?
I'm gonna wait until I hear. Let's start off with the
Okay.
synopsis. Tell us what happens.
So what happens is, so that girl that they is gonna make that gun, like the Speed Force gun. I forgot her name. You know it?
No.
Okay. She needs a power source, and Barry's like, "Hey, Argus has one, from the Dominoes or whatever, the Dominators."
Dominators.
Yeah,
But I don't
the
think they knew that. They hadn't figured that out.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was. They knew a power source was at Argus, so they go to Lila and they're like, "Hey, we need this," and she's like, "No, you can't get it. I don't trust anybody with it." So he goes back to like 1892 with the Legends and gets Captain Cold to help him.
Okay.
Pablo, what do you think of this episode?
Here's some things that I really liked. Captain Cold. It's always great to have him.
Yeah, he's good wherever he's at. He's great wherever. I said great.
He makes everyone around him better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you want in a guest star.
Yeah.
Someone that can elevate the show.
Yeah, someone that jumps in and the show keeps going. Like, yeah, that's
He
good.
did start off here. He
Mhm.
moved over to Legends, but it's great to see him back with the Flash since he is a mainly
Yeah.
villain.
I like his Jaws reference when they get into the thing where the power source is at, King Shark's there.
Mm-hmm.
And
King Shark is
guarding
being a bodyguard.
Yeah, I'm surprised that like King Shark can't like fight his way out of there.
Maybe he doesn't want to.
But like, why would he want to do that job? To me, is the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
They can. I'm sure they give him enough food and enough space that he's not being
Yeah.
hunted.
I guess.
You know what? Now that you've asked
Sorry,
this,
this side tangent.
now that you have asked this, I kind of want to see a backstory on why he would agree to this and why he's actually working for them. That seems a lot more interesting.
Well, in the comics, he does join the Suicide Squad. They do reference Suicide Squad in this.
They do.
Were you hoping for like another? It might be off topic. Were you hoping for like another cameo, like another Harley? I was hoping for something. We just got Grodd. We got King Shark, and there was somebody. Too.
They did mention some people, and then that one I was like,
Was it that Arrow chick that likes him? I thought they referenced her.
I don't remember who they referenced.
But yeah, I thought that would have been cool if they added a Suicide Squad thing to it. Not even like, maybe like a villain of the past that we've had, like that girl.
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt we're going to get Harley again because she's on the movies now.
Exactly.
But yeah, that would have been cool if there was some references. But yeah, I like the Jaws reference with Killer Shark. Or it's King or Killer?
King.
It's funny when King Shark's there and Captain Cold's like, it knocks him out with like this ice gun that, or like the
Using
dry
smart.
ice.
He's using
Yeah.
smarts as opposed to.
Yeah, and then he says, "Oh, funny how we can't show the. It's kind of like Jaws, where we don't see the shark because the budget was low on Jaws, just like it is here, something like that." Or that was funny.
A little tongue-in-cheek joke.
That was funny when they're like, when he's like, "Hey Cisco, we're having help. We need help. We can't open this lock. It's a $10 million lock." And then Cold, wow, 13 seconds. I must be getting slow at this. He's just so cool.
That whole partnership as well. Flash and Captain Cold.
Yeah.
As opposed, we see he started off as a villain, and he was kind of the moral compass here, saying you don't really need to be like us.
Yeah.
And the reason I turned out to be a better person was because of the stuff that you were doing.
Did you think Cold was gonna turn? I thought he was.
Turn bad? Like betrayed?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do something.
No, because of the time that they picked him up, he was deep with the Legends.
Oh yeah, it's like season 1. Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
We're at 3 minutes right now, so we start wrapping this one
Okay.
up as well.
but those were some of the likes that I had. What about
Yeah.
dislikes that you shared, Justin?
Oh man, the main one to me that totally lost my interest in this episode. So they get it, and as they're trying to break out, Lila comes back and all the Argus agents are there, and then like she's like, "Wow, you must really wanted this. Here you go." That was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I have Lila's 2 dislikes just because it just didn't make sense.
That Lila stuff really threw me off. What'd you think of that?
Tell you, 2 dislikes for a reason. I don't know. They didn't even try to make it more believable. To me, it
Yeah.
was just kind of like, why did I watch this episode? There was really no point. I guess you can say that you can skip this as well because it was kind of fillerish.
Kind of, but the ending did have the Iris getting stabbed scene that we've been waiting for all season.
That was the thing. They tried to extend this thing. They said this is going to happen.
Oh, we're leading up to this.
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
But before we get there, let's have this sidetrack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, they probably could have done better stuff. But I think this is we'll go over this during our whole series overview or season overview. How I think that they should be shortened.
Yeah, like
The seasons.
Look at like Daredevil, 13 episodes, and that's fine. Even Jessica Jones is a little bit longer, and that was 13 episodes. My other big dislike was when HR yells out where Iris and Joe are, and like no one reacts to it. Like Cisco like seems to be like, "Yep, that's where they're at, Barry," and Barry's not supposed to know because then Savitar will know.
Yeah.
And the reveal that it was Savitar this whole time that was just dressed in the suit. That was dumb, especially with how much stakes are on him knowing that no one reacted to that.
That is true. It was just kind of like...
It would have been funnier. It would have been funnier, like, if... Or better, I think, if he says that, like, oh my god, like, oh yeah, and Iris and Joe are safe on Earth too. And Cisco, what do we tell you, HR? You can't say that. And then, like, he reveals, yeah, why can't you say that, HR? Like, and then it's Savitar, and he just speeds off. Something like that, or...
Yeah, it was kind of...
Or, like,
it'll
they stop
tie in
him.
with the next episode of...
Yeah.
But it was just, I don't know. I agree with you that there could have been better ways to...
It was lazy.
But with Iris dying, as we saw it at the beginning of the season, right?
Yes.
We'll arrow on down.
I don't hate it.
We'll shoot down arrow. We'll figure something
You're
out.
Losing it.
We'll figure something out. But on Wednesdays, as always, we have Arrow.
Oh my goodness, I'm leaving all this in. Yes, we do. Tell us what happened this week on Arrow, Pablo.
So on Arrow, we found out that...
Or 2 weeks ago on Arrow, Pablo.
Oliver must make some hard decisions surrounding what's happening around them.
Yeah.
Either to decide to keep his team or get them out from safety.
Correct.
Because everything has come down to what are we going to do with Adrian Chase and how is this going to impact our lives.
Yeah.
That's the episode, right? That is what happened.
Yeah, the team's getting hunted, basically. And so Oliver has to decide to split the team up. And the team, like, Felicity and Diggle are like, I don't know if we should be doing this. Maybe this is what Chase wants. And it pretty much is what Chase wants.
So, what do you want to hit first? Positives, negatives?
Let's go with some of the good things, because I think this was a really good episode.
I agree. It was definitely the best for me.
The flashbacks were good with him in the cell, getting that poison put into him,
I really like that. I really like
Dolph
that.
Lundgren. Yeah.
A mental thing, and everything really came together, at least in those flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh, we got to see Slade. Slade was back. A lot of old people came back. Slade.
Returning characters?
Yeah.
There were a ton of returning characters.
Talia came back.
Malcolm Merlin.
Nessa
came back.
Yeah.
Was Thea back at this point already? She's been back for 2 episodes. Thea?
Yeah, she was back. Yeah. She was. I was going to even ask you about this. Were you okay with Thea in this episode? She was more useful.
Yeah, it was more...
She wasn't just in and out like we've always been. Yeah.
Contributing to the story, and that's something, if you're going to have a character, at least have them, be useful to the story that they're being revolved around. And I think this episode did a good job of not only bringing a ton of characters, but finding use of them that no one felt, oh man, maybe if they would have waited on bringing this character,
Yeah, I agree. And you know me, I love my parties, my superhero parties, so I love Oliver's birthday party. If you watch all these episodes, you'll see that I loved every single event, every party.
Well, you said you loved that party, but did you love everything about that party?
No. Are we going in dislikes now?
That was pretty much all our likes. So yes.
Well, I was going to bring up the end scene where they're going after Chase, Merlin, and Oliver.
Okay, go ahead.
They're doing the Daredevil method of copying hallways or tight spaces fight scenes. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
And the trust that you needed to have, you brought up a good point of saying
between him and Merlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because to me, Merlin is like one of his greatest villains. It's like his Joker, kind of. Like, like his Magneto more so, because he will join him. But yeah, like, can he trust him? He has to in that situation. He has nobody else to trust.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and Merlin's a good actor. I like him.
Great actor.
Plays him. Yeah, he's really good. But speaking of that party, there was one thing I did not like of that party, and it was the whole Olicity thing. Seems like it's coming back again.
Yeah, it's the worst part for me of season 4. Not because, as I said before, I don't care if you're going to introduce a romance. At least just make it make sense, and don't try to force it upon people or shove it down people's throats.
Yep.
It's the same thing that we're seeing all throughout, not just in shows, but different entertainment areas.
I can see that.
That they try to, I guess they try to build up one thing that they really want, but they don't. It doesn't work out, and they still keep trying and trying and trying.
Do you folks like Olicity? Let us know in the comments down below.
I really would want to know this, and I hope that you guys do comment.
The 5 people that are watching this, yeah, let us know. Yeah, Moy, write down below what you think. You notice Moy's not here. He will be in the comments. I guarantee it.
I mean, I agree with you. I do want to hear that.
Yeah, you agree that Moy's going to be in the comments?
Well, I agree with you with that as well. But it's just that...
we don't want Olicity again.
Yeah, and I'll go into it, the series finale, the season finale about why or how that could have been better.
I guess. I just don't want him
another
with Canary.
dislike that I had was the Renee missing.
I like that they worked it in because I felt like it made it bad that he's not even here, what a douchebag kind of thing. Like he was trying to make his life better, but I like that they kind of tied it in with Chase stealing him, so it's not his fault.
Exactly, it's not his fault, but it's not seen as a bigger deal. They know that Chase.
Only Lance seemed to make it seem like it was a big deal.
And then again, it was only around work. It was never outside when he was interacting with the team. It just seemed kind of like they know that this person is dangerous.
Yeah.
And they're just assuming that Renee decided to run away or something. It seemed out of character for everyone to just be like, yeah, that makes sense.
And that car shot.
Oh, man. I want to end with that because I don't know if you have anything else to add.
No, we got to wrap soon.
But that was probably the worst thing. If a person's trying to shoot me and I'm in a car and they're standing 10 feet in front of me, I'm not going to swerve to the right.
First of all, they weren't shooting at Diggle and Felicity.
Oh, that's even worse.
You don't remember what it was?
Were they standing?
She was just standing. It was a League of Assassins member, right? Yeah. The person's just standing there. And then when Felicity says, "Oh, you know what we do when people stand in our way," and Diggle starts driving at it, or the person turns, gets their sword, and cuts the car, which causes it to swerve. Duh, Pablo, the person was shooting at them and just standing there.
That's even worse.
Right. And the fact that dirt pile and car, that semi were never there in the previous shots, just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was really bad. I don't know what they were thinking.
It was stock footage. How much would have been it was stock footage?
I don't. It seemed like
It looked like stock footage.
All right, you might say that. I actually believe that they went out and orchestrated. All right, we're gonna do a stunt here. It'll make sense. And they kind of just, oh wait, how's this gonna make sense and happen? What if she just pulls out a sword and they feel that they're in danger? It felt kind of dumb, and for me, it took me out of the moment.
You're so cute trying to add plausibility to this.
I want these shows to succeed. I don't want to hate them on purpose. That just happens when they do dumb decisions.
Hear that, CW? Paulo does not want to be this mad on purpose, and he blames you.
I do.
It's the cause of his gray hairs and his baldness. It's the reason why he has to pee every 5 minutes at night. You're turning into an old man.
Do you want to wrap this up as a closed episode and we go on to our next one?
Yeah, I was going to say we're done with it.
Okay. Let's rank them and we'll do
that. Okay. So that was last week in the Arrowverse. What do you think was the best episode, Pablo?
Arrow by far.
Yeah, easily. I would say Arrow, Flash, Supergirl.
I can agree with that.
Dang, that was pretty easy.
It
was no contest with Arrow.
There was a clear level of distinguishing which show was better.
Speaking of Supergirl being at the bottom, let's look at Supergirl that happened this week. Tell us what happened, Pablo.
Was Supergirl able to redeem herself and make this season finale worth it? Here's what happened.
Wait, are you asking me?
That's a question I'm posing to you now. I'll give you some time to think about.
I have the answer.
While I run down.
I have the answer. Are you ready?
Hold on. In this episode, Supergirl must find a way to fend off against the Daxam invasion that is in full force now.
Correct.
And she must find a way not only to bring Superman back to the good side, but find a way to defeat everyone and
defeat a whole race of aliens.
Yeah, that all have powers and bring everyone back to unity.
Correct.
And feel safe and sound back at home.
These are all things that did happen on the CW at 8 o'clock on Monday. West Coast time.
Now, was it good?
No.
Do you have any positives of this episode?
Yeah, the Supergirl Superman fight scene was cool. It's always cool having Superman. I really like this guy. Mm-hmm. It seems like the Berlanti people know how to write Superman better than I feel like the DCEU people do.
He had a lot of lines that. Yeah, that's definitely Superman.
Yeah, especially since the early season, they wrote him perfectly. I thought. Mm-hmm. I like the Zod reference. I mean, one thing I have is that is Zod really his biggest fear? Because that was the whole thing with the Silver Kryptonite. He sees his strangest or his scariest fear. Is Zod really his biggest fear?
I'm gonna say yes.
I don't think it's Doomsday.
Question is, we don't really know if they fought in this Earth. What we do know is exactly what you brought up, that this is a more veteran Superman, somewhere in the middle, maybe not straight off just starting.
Yeah.
But he has had countless fights with big-time villains.
Yeah.
Including Zod and Lex Luthor, because he's in jail because of him in this Earth.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
If there is a Batman in this universe, where was he at during this whole thing? Does Batman not care that aliens are invading Earth?
Well, they're not invading Gotham. What does he care?
As we saw in Batman v Superman, it's only across the. I can see it from my work building. CW.
Really?
Robbie ML. He's got the look, but he's a little too young, I think.
Yeah.
If this is an older Superman, this guy needs to be like...
Are you stopping this one too?
Oh, yeah. This Superman that we have on Supergirl is even younger than Affleck, right? Yeah, Affleck's supposed to be close to like Dark Knight Returns level. Well, even Dark Knight Returns like in his 60s. Let me break this down in my head of who I'd cast. Tom Wellington. CW Batman. Book it, CW.
But continuing, special effects were really cool.
Yeah.
That most of them were. I mean, there was one or two, but it makes sense, television budget. But I had a great time with all the effects and the fighting that you mentioned. And another thing that I really liked was the kryptonite. Silver kryptonite, we've seen all throughout, not just television, but also in cartoons and comics, that they use a variety of kryptonite. And having that, it's also been on Smallville. So just continuing that here, I think was a really great idea.
Now it's time to talk about some dislikes. Pablo, we'll let you take this one, as always.
Going back off that kryptonite, if they have the silver kryptonite, why did it not just do that as Supergirl?
That is a great point. Holy crap.
That was my first thing.
Good point. That's why you come to DC on TV, for Pablo's points. New segment title! Points with Pablo on why your show was stupid.
How was the DEO taken back by just Alex and her girlfriend Maggie?
Lesbians can do a lot of things.
Yeah, but take out a whole super villain. Well, I wouldn't say super villain. Take out a whole crew of aliens.
But they're just army of dead, like, red shirts. You know, that's what they're there for.
But they also have padding or their suits. Or they have a Guardian suit.
Yeah, there was at least 18 Guardians there. They took them all down. What the heck?
I mean, it just, it's lazy. They were just kind of in there, oh, we got it back.
I didn't like the whole mopey Supergirl thing. Well, I'll let you go into more things, dislikes, but...
Where were all the Daxam guards on Earth, Where
were they on the ship that they were at with Superman and Supergirl?
That too. But, I mean, as soon as you see them, causing all this havoc and everything throughout the city in the opening first few minutes, but then towards the end of the episode when they're out patrolling the city and having their big showdown, there's no one around. Yeah. They're just in the skies.
Nah, not when Martian Manhunter was fighting them with his girlfriend and those white aliens, white Martians.
But there was like five. What happened in the middle? I understand. All right.
I'm kidding. I'm agreeing with you. Don't argue with me. I'm agreeing with you.
That's just what I'm saying. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense, and that's why I see it as a bad point.
It does. It was making zero sense. I agree with you 100%.
And then just the location of the showdown. I guess there's a lot more things to dislike. Really, how about we keep all these people safe? You know what? Let's go fight in the middle of a rooftop, surrounded by buildings. It was
part of that oath that they both took.
Yeah, how did that turn out? That oath that turned out to be...
Supergirl followed the rules.
My point is, they should have been out somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Like where where that portal was at.
Exactly. That's where you have a showdown to not hurt anyone. To add on that, I didn't like that they kept saying, oh, you're Supergirl and you beat me. Superman saying that. It makes sense that
Supergirl shouldn't beat Superman. This isn't even like a sex thing, like a gender thing.
I understand why they did it.
He's a veteran.
The TV show is called Supergirl. We gotta make her the star. But you don't do that by making one of the strongest DC superheroes be like, I fought you at full strength and I lost to you, so you have to defend the Earth.
If
3 times in 3 minutes.
If that's the case, why is it WWE Monday Night Raw called WWE Monday Night Roman?
I don't want to throw in a wrestling segment, but I was going to talk about it earlier. Or when I did talk about it, how they try to force people down our throats.
Like John Cena / Roman Reigns.
But, I mean, that's the whole point.
You could say Supergirl went Super Cena on Superman.
I understand why they were trying
There's
to
do it. There's a better way to do it, though.
That's the thing I'm trying to say. There are definitely better ways to do it than knock down.
You're welcome to help you get there.
One of your strongest heroes. I just have to make this point clear. It's not
a gender thing.
It's more about you don't do that to.
Correct. Okay, move on from that.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go to the Mon-El leaving stuff or nah?
I thought.
Okay.
But that was just my final dislike. You said you want to throw in some stuff about Supergirl being mopey.
Yeah. So the whole thing is the way they do like the Phantom Menace thing of killing all the droids that they did like that, like way to get rid of everybody is the Daxon people are allergic to lead or like that's their kryptonite, so they make like a lead dispersing thing, and if they do that, Mon-El's gonna die, so they have to send him in a ship somewhere. We don't know where he went. and then that leads to Supergirl being all mopey. And like, I don't like that. Supergirl's supposed to be the happy-go-lucky girl. That's the best thing that Melissa Benoist brings to the character. I think is her like childlike sense of wonderment. And I don't want my Supergirl mopey.
Yeah, I think we kind of seen that in the films, the DCU films.
Oh man, mopey Superman.
People don't really want that. You know, they want color and
when you have
joy
the powers of a god, you don't want to be sad.
Exactly. But one thing that I wanted to add real quick to that point, I didn't like how they brought back Kat just to be, give her whole speech. You know, oh, you're gonna be a better person because of this. You're gonna get better. But this isn't a breakup. Do you really want the guy to die just so you can be with him, or do you want him to live? You know, it just seems kind of like, oh, don't be depressed. You'll get over this. But it's not a breakup.
And what do you think about Kat knowing that she's Supergirl and that Guardian's James Olsen? What?
That I didn't really care.
That's crazy to me.
What I did care is every time that they bring her character back, it gets political, and I don't know why.
I feel like if Bruce Wayne or Batman saves her, it's okay, Miss Grant. I saved you. Thanks, Mr. Wayne. How do you know who I am? I mean, you're just covering up half your face. I could obviously tell it's your chin. Like, is that how she is? Yeah, I mean, look at that's Hal Jordan over there. I mean, look at covering his eyes. I could tell that everything else is him.
I see the point you're trying to make, and I kind of agree with it. But also, she's been around these characters, and they've kind of...
She hasn't been around Guardian ever in her life. That was her first interaction with Guardian.
Supergirl. There were...
Okay,
I was surprised that
she didn't know season 1.
That she didn't know by the end. It seemed like they were
giving... They referenced it.
They were giving every hint, saying like, oh, she knows. And I guess they were finally just saying, you know what, let's just straight out tell them.
But Guardian, she shouldn't have known.
That, honestly, I didn't have a problem with it. I was just like, sure.
Speaking of things that Paula didn't have a problem with...
She didn't get to be the world's top reporter by not finding out secret identities, okay?
Hey, she found peace in Burma. Is that where she was?
I don't know, and
It's her. She opened up her third eye, and she's able to see these things now. But speaking of things that Paulo doesn't mind, did he mind the Flash this week?
Oh, man. Your segue needs work. But...
You know what's not as quick, or you know what's quicker than a segue? The Flash, which was this week on Tuesday. Tell us what happened, Pablo.
All right, on The Flash this week...
They're just going to get worse if you hate on them.
The Flash this week, we deal with the fallout of Iris being killed.
Or do we?
We'll find out in a few minutes.
It's going to take minutes to get to this. Holy crap.
I mean...
Seconds.
I don't think seconds. But, Iris being killed, potentially, and the fallout. What happens with the team? Where do they go from here?
Yes.
How do people rebound?
Yes.
Justin, what are some likes that you had?
I like the whole thing, that spoiler, but if you already watched this, spoil a lot, that Iris doesn't die.
Okay.
HR did that thing from last week's episode where he impersonated, or Barry impersonated Lila, and he impersonates Iris.
Yeah, that did
And he takes her spot. I like the whole thing with Joe realizing it. That was really good acting between the two of them.
The acting was top notch.
So if that's the case, and Wells is gone, who's going to join Team Flash? Which Wells will welcome?
Just stop. Throw it.
Couldn't think of any more W words that would say welcomed by Team Flash. Yeah, I wasn't thinking there. How am I going to get Flash with the W in the front of it? So which Wells are we going to get next season, Pablo?
You know what? How about we say it on 3?
All right.
1, 2, 3. French mime. Perfect. We definitely need one of those.
That's kind of synchronization you get here on DC on TV. But yeah, the French mime's going to be interesting next season.
I would chances for a few episodes for that.
A few? I want
all season.
I want this to be called the French Mime Wells and with Flash and Friends.
How about you work on a title?
Continue. I'll think about that.
Something that I liked about this episode, I'm agreeing with you about the acting. That was great. We also had the fight scenes that I thought those were amazing.
French Flash Friends. Is it getting better?
It's getting worse.
Oh God.
Those were two great things, and then all the returning characters that we saw.
I like Jade Garrick
as always, but we did. We have Jade Garrick. We had Black Flash.
We had Black Flash.
Mm-hmm.
The ghost thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. We had Wells from Earth 2, the good one.
Yep.
The real genius one.
So there were a bunch of returning characters that were good, but I'm also going to go into the dislike about that. And it's they were kind of there just for a second or two.
Garrett
just to
was.
make it seem this is more epic. Look at this cool shot that we have. But they were gone later on when Barry was fighting Savitar. It's like, where did they go? You know?
Yeah.
It was no real sense of having them there.
Yeah.
You were going to add something?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think of the twist, though? We kind of just glanced over because we wanted to get to which Wells will we watch with. I'll stop. But we kind of glanced over it.
I was going to wait. You said that was a like for you.
Yes,
and
it
now
was.
that we are at dislikes, I'm going to throw in, I definitely disliked that. It was so obvious to me. 2 episodes ago that you mentioned that, or last episode,
yes,
that it was used by Barry. It was like, once HR gave that speech to Cisco, I was like, that's it. He's going to sacrifice himself. And not only that, but they just showed us how he's going to do it in the episode before by showing that changer.
This is why you watch DC on TV, folks. You get Pablo, who breaks down everything so well he sees the future, and me, who's like, what? Wells is dead?
It was too obvious for me, and it was just like, I have nothing to look forward to in this last episode, just because it was pretty much, here's a bread trail for you guys, just follow it and you'll get there.
And it was just like, I guess we're moving on.
Hey, you know, when someone's been trying to kill you for a whole season, like Cisco has for Savitar, you kidnap him and make you a gun that will not kill you, and he will definitely help you.
Well, that's something I would never do. But hey, that's
But Savitar did, and that's why bad things happened to him.
And then the moves the Flash team made. You know, we know
Kill
that
him with kindness, Pablo. I've always said it.
Yeah, how did that turn out?
If only the
Here's the line.
If only the British had learned to love Hitler instead of fight him, where would we be at now in this society?
I wouldn't keep it.
All right. Oh yeah, Pablo doesn't like when it gets political.
But just exactly what you're saying. What the line that you mentioned to me was, oh, it doesn't matter if you kill Iris now.
Oh yeah. So when Savitar showed up at Star Labs, everyone's like, "What are you doing here? How could he be here?" And Iris is like, "This is the man just trying to kill me." And Barry's like, "Yeah, but he only tried to kill you to make himself. He's not going to kill you now. He has no reason to. That's already been passed." Oh yeah, I mean, he could still do it just to mess with him, but like.
Exactly, and surprise, surprise, the team was betrayed. And it just seemed, really, you're gonna let this guy run around?
Kindness. Is that a great
do
method
all
to
this?
go up with?
I disagree with what everyone was telling him this whole season, and he should have just done.
Speaking of bad, let's talk about some good. Let's move on to Arrow.
What happened in this episode, Justin?
Oh man, what didn't happen? So, Chase is leading Arrow and Oliver to Lian Yu, where he has all of Team Arrow. And so Arrow's like, I got to get my own team. So he's got Slade with him. He's got Nessa. He's got Merlin. And he's got Captain Boomerang. Right? That's it, huh?
Yep.
And it's that Team Flash trying to rescue his regular Team Flash versus Talia, that one girl that was on this Team Arrow for like a day.
Evelyn.
Evelyn, that's her name. And
Black Siren.
Black Siren's there, and the League of Assassins. Pablo, what do you think of this episode?
Definitely the best. Definitely a great comeback for Arrow after
season 4.
After season 3 and 4. Honestly, the back end of season 3, it was him becoming the head of the demon and Raish.
I thought that was like mid-season. Well, mid-season
that
when
was
he gets
mid-season.
Killed.
And then it was just exactly. Definitely a great comeback for Arrow. Something that I really liked was Oliver's team.
Oh yeah, season 3 is when he's head of the league, because you remember he comes out in Flash. He's like, new costume, working some things out.
Oliver's team, exactly what you mentioned. Just that he had to go out and bring some of villains that he has to go up pretty much life and death situations against.
Yes,
and just having to go with them and them working together was a really great thing for me.
Yeah. Speaking of working together, those fight scenes that they had against.
No, go ahead.
Those fight scenes that they had against the League. I mean, sure, you can say, why is Renee taking on a League of Assassins member one-on-one and pretty much winning? But, man, those fight scenes and then matched with the cuts to the flashback between Lundgren and Oliver were really good.
Deathstroke taking
Edge of my seat.
Taking on 3 members of the League of Assassins.
He's like 4.
It just showed great choreography.
Slade Wilson.
Exactly.
He can do anything.
Great choreography. And It was just amazing to get back there.
Yeah.
Another thing that I really liked was the flashbacks. We've come full circle. We've come to the end of all the flashbacks. Did you enjoy the story that they gave?
I liked this season's story. The whole thing about his bloodlust kind of that he has.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little weird, but I liked Dolph Lundgren a lot. His character was really good. You know that it was so good that they even extended his stay on there. Like
It made sense. It made sense like he wasn't going to be.
episodes. Sorry,
Was that all the likes?
I liked the way he looked before he got caught. It was very comic booky, but it was kind of fake. Like the hair he had, the wig before he gets saved off Lian Yu. Like the whole thing with his mom. Remember he has the conversation.
I thought that was some of the best acting that I've seen in a while.
That, and then when he's on the boat with his kid and Chase, that was really good acting. Good job, Stephen Amell. Good job, Stephen Amell. Yeah, that's about it. Do you have any dislikes for this episode?
I do have some
Oh,
dislikes.
yeah, I forgot who I'm asking.
But before that, just the quick cutting of him running to the boat to go save his son. Cut between him being saved. I thought that was really great.
Great editing this episode.
Great editing as well. Going on to dislikes, how about you take... What are some stuff that you didn't like, if any?
We're still getting forced that Olicity storyline. I guarantee you season 5 is going to be Olicity. Or season 6
Here's my main thing with it. Felicity is talking to the mother.
The baby mama.
And she's saying, oh, yeah, Oliver didn't consult me on sending you guys away. Why would it matter? She has nothing to do with that family. It's not her kid. Why is she injecting herself into his life?
Is it bad that I don't like the kid?
We hardly seen the kid.
Exactly. He's pointless.
You didn't like Renee either at the beginning of the season.
Hey, but he got better.
Exactly. If we haven't seen this kid, if there's
so
something...
pointless, this
if there's
kid.
It kind of felt that way. In the first season, he was brought in. And then just to
kid
create
was?
drama. To create drama, the whole thing.
The mom was, yeah.
No, not the mom. With Felicity and Oliver, the whole thing.
Oh, the mom brought in the kid stuff.
No, that's why. But she said you can't tell anyone about this kid, and Oliver was just saying, okay, I'm not gonna tell anyone. And then Felicity got mad, and that was our whole breakup thing, or one of the reasons why in the last season that everything went down.
Am I wrong to think that everything that we have a problem with this series has to deal with Felicity?
It seems that way. If you
God
honestly,
damn it, Felicity.
I don't think it's that. I'm telling you, they're trying to force a relationship. Because if you go back to season 1, she was a good character.
She's funny.
Now,
Yeah, she was
would
the
that
best
have
part.
lasted if it was still happening now?
I think so.
Look
at Cisco.
One of our problems that I have is with the comedy at the wrong times.
Yeah, but that's mostly Curtis. I think
But
what
that's-
they're trying to do is
I don't think
forced comedy.
if it wasn't Curtis saying those lines, it'd be Felicity, and that's the thing that I'm because that was her character season 1.
But she wasn't saying it at wrong times. Would you agree with that or no?
But that's just the thing. They moved her character, so now who's taking her spot? It's a Curtis character.
The comic relief, yeah.
So would her character have made sense if they kept it the same? I don't know, but trying to force a relationship, I don't. That's why I dislike that part of the episode.
I agree with that.
And just what I said, her injecting herself. You have no point or no part in this decision that Oliver is making with his family. So why would you bring that up? Like, oh, he didn't consult me.
Yeah, I agree. What about Pablo's other favorite part, the helicopter scene? Oh, man.
That was so stupid. Oliver shot down the helicopter probably with one shot of an AK.
What was stupider, the helicopter scene or the crash scene in the car from last episode? Go.
I'm going to go with the car.
Yeah, the car's bad.
It's way
They better
worse.
stunt coordinator. Arrow. But overall, great episode on Arrow, right?
Definitely one of the better
This
finales.
season. Yeah, I think one of the best episodes this season.
I'd agree with that.
So, how do we look at it this week? How do we rank all 3 season finales, Pablo?
It's a no-brainer, honestly.
Yeah, we lead with Supergirl
Yes.
at the bottom. See what I did there? Then it goes Flash. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
And then Arrow.
Definitely.
Congratulations, Arrow. You won the best season finale of the week thanks to DC on TV. We'll send you a postcard.
You have my comeback show of the year.
Wanted to see a comeback.
But those are just our thoughts on these last 2 episodes of the CW verse.
Yeah, Moy, let us know what you think of down below in the comments on Olicity and what you thought was the better season finale. Did you agree with us? Did you disagree with us? How negative was Pablo this episode? I'd like to also know that from people.
Yeah, let's find out. Now, do you guys agree with me that if the CW were written more consistently or their shows were more consistent?
Yeah, Pablo, no one's going to argue, yep, these shows need to be worse. Idiot.
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
If you guys think we
Come
should
on.
do we need a rage meter for Pablo? Let us know in the comments down below too.
How would you even track that? There's no way to track that. But as always, if you want to keep up with us and everything that we do, you can follow us over at Instagram at Screenophiles.
Yep, at Screenophiles on Instagram. So here's what we're thinking though. What are we gonna do? Do we end DC on TV? Of course not. We just cover other DC things. Is there something of DC coming out next week, Pablo?
There's definitely something coming up this weekend. We're going to be first in line. Justin, what's coming up?
Wonder Woman! We're going to get it to you. And after that, we're going to go over every season.
Also, be on the lookout as we do an Arrow Season 1 rewatch, and you might be able to join us for that as well.
If you want. And that's been DC on TV this week for the season finale of Arrowverse. We'll DC you next week with random more DC stuff.